Realize this vision, the strategic objectives that have been identified should guide our efforts. Firstly, we must enhance the technical capacity of the micro, small, and medium enterprises to produce and process safe, quality, and nutritious foods. This will ensure that our food systems prioritize nutrition and offer healthier options to customers. Secondly, we must improve access to finance and technical assistance for micro, small, and medium enterprises, enabling them to invest in producing, processing, transporting, and consuming safe, quality, and priority nutritious foods. Financial institutions have a critical role to play in developing products that cater for the unique needs of these businesses. Thirdly, we must increase consumer awareness and demand for priority foods required for improved dietary diversity, specifically targeting children aged 6 to 23 months and women of reproductive age. Promoting nutritious choices can drive positive behavioral changes in food consumption. Fourthly, we must convene the wider business community to strengthen nutrition action. Bringing together businesses can create a supportive environment for knowledge sharing, collaboration, and collective problem solving. Lastly, we must actively participate in policy reviews and policy development processes to address bottlenecks that hinder effective business action in nutrition. By advocating for supportive policies and regulations, we can create an enabling environment for businesses to thrive and contribute to improved nutrition. To ensure effective coordination and implementation of the Sbn strategy at national and local government level, I urge you to leverage the coordination arrangements provided for under the UNAP 2. This collaborative approach will also allow you to maximize your collective efforts and achieve your goals efficiently. As we move forward, the Sbn leadership will play a pivotal role in advancing practical business solutions and support to improve business practices for nutrition. This includes facilitating access to finance, technologies, technical assistance, innovation, partnerships, and strategic knowledge exchange opportunities. The Sbn also has a role to convene business stakeholders, fostering dialogue and collaboration and learning in support of UNAP 2. Furthermore, it will amplify the voices of the micro, small, and medium enterprises, ensuring that their perspectives, ideas, and potential opportunities are shared with the government and other stakeholders, thus helping to recognize and enable the positive role of business in nutrition. Of course, none of this would be possible without the necessary resources. The total indicative budget required for the implementation of the strategy is approximately 4.4 billion Ugandan shillings, which amounts to about 0.13% of the total cost of the entire UNAP 2 implementation period. We anticipate that this financing will be a collaboration between the government Uganda, development partners, the global Sbn, private sector, and the civil society. I firmly believe that implementation of the Sbn strategy will lead to improved business practices for nutrition and increased consumption of safe and nutritious foods. Through our collective efforts, we will pave the way for improved nutrition for all in Uganda, driving positive change and leaving no one behind. As we embark on this important journey, I call upon all stakeholders to join hands and contribute your expertise, resources, and commitment to this cause. Let us work together to build a healthier and more prosperous future where malnutrition becomes a thing of the past. Together, we can make a tangible difference in the lives of Ugandans, ensuring that they have access to safe, nutritious, and affordable diets. Thank you all for your presence here today, and let us embrace this new chapter.
My name is Akakuru Mugwika. I'm the founder and the CEO of Prosoya Kenya Limited. Prosoya is a high socio-impact company based in Nairobi, whose goals are to fight malnutrition, poverty, and unemployment. Anything we touch must be having those as our ideologies. We buy maize, sorghum, soya beans, and finger millet from small-scale farmers, including largely from all of the East African Community Economic Bloc. We exclude these cereals, fortify them with the vitamins and the minerals, and we offer the products to the at reasonable prices or at low prices to the bottom of the pyramid members of the community. In our portfolio, we manufacture both ready to eat and ready to use. Ready to use means you cook for a very short time. Ready to use products. We also buy second grade cereals, which we mix with the waste from our human food production, and we manufacture this for animal feed. Once again, the animals we concentrate on are mainly the pig and the cow, the dairy cow, which we think jobs, which are to fight malnutrition, poverty, and unemployment. In achievements, in 2014, we were the second runners-up in Africa on the second, actually, the runners-up. SANCAP awards for impact on the SMEs. This led to my being sponsored in Mumbai by SANCAP or by Intercap, where I gave a short presentation. In addition, I have the privilege of being the chair or the chairman of Sbn Kenya. Since taking on this role, I've been dedicated to fostering collaboration and driving sustainable growth within our network. Through our collaborative efforts, we have strived to create a positive campaign on the local economy and the society as a whole, with a particular emphasis on nutrition. Throughout my tenure as chairman, I witnessed the power of collaboration and the strength that comes from shared vision. Sbn Kenya has been fortunate to work along Kenya. I have had the privilege of leading a team of dedicated individuals who are passionate about driving sustainable growth and a positive change within our network. Today, I would like to share with you in brief the role and responsibilities I've held, the challenges we have faced, and the milestones we have achieved during my tenure. First and foremost, the role of the chairman of the executive in Sbn in Kenya, and I believe also there is multifaceted. It involves providing strategic direction, fostering collaboration among members, and representing the organization in various forums. I've been responsible for guiding our network towards our shared vision of creating a sustainable and responsible business ecosystem in Kenya. One of the significant challenges we face involved reaching out to our members, or impacting our members who are in rural areas, who are far away from Nairobi. To overcome this challenge, we decided to establish some national chapters within Sbn Kenya. This required extensive coordination and engagement and the formation of partnerships with local businesses, local governments, and other stakeholders. However, I'm delighted to share that through the collaborative efforts of our team and the unwavering support of our members and the Secretariat, which is here, we successfully established some national chapters in several countries across the country. These chapters serve as platforms for regional collaboration, knowledge sharing, and the implementation of impactful initiatives tailored to local needs. Effective communication within our network has been paramount to our success. We have embraced open dialogue, transparency, and active engagement with our members. Through regular forums, webinars, and an active WhatsApp group, we have created platforms for knowledge sharing, best practice dissemination, and fostering connections. By leveraging the diverse expertise and experiences of our members, we have been able to learn from each other, adapt to new challenges, and innovate in ways that drive sustainable growth. In today's rapidly changing business landscape, continuous learning and adaptability and innovation are crucial. As chair, I have emphasized the importance of these principles into our network. We have encouraged our members to stay informed about emerging trends, technologies, and business models, and to embrace a mindset of lifelong learning. I'd like to emphasize the immense benefits of learning from each other's experiences, best practices, and innovative approaches. Sbn Kenya has provided a platform for business to come together, share their successes and failures, and collectively learn from one another. This collaborative spirit has led to the development of innovative solutions, the adoption of sustainable practices, and the creation of supportive network that propels us towards our shared goals. Ladies and gentlemen, in light of the incredible opportunities for collaboration and the shared growth between Sbn Kenya and Sbn Uganda, I would like to extend a call to action to all of our esteemed colleagues present in this meeting. Together, we can foster stronger ties, leverage cross-learning opportunities, and enhance trade opportunities between our networks. Firstly, I propose the initiation of joint initiatives and networking events that bring together members from Sbn Kenya and Sbn Uganda, and indeed all the networks in the East African Economic Community bloc. By organizing collaborating workshops, seminars, and conferences, we can create platforms for knowledge exchange, idea generation, and partnership building. These events will not only deepen our understanding of each other's markets and the challenges, but also facilitate the sharing of best practices and innovative approaches that drive sustainable business growth. Cross-learning among members is an invaluable asset that we must harness. By encouraging our businesses to exchange experiences, insights, and lessons learned, we can accelerate progress and avoid potential pitfalls. This can be achieved through various means, such as virtual forums, mentorships, programs, study visits, and any other programs that we might think about. Let us capitalize on the and create opportunities for meaningful dialogue and learning. To further enhance trade, economic cooperatives or cooperation, decision of trade fairs that is found across both the countries, that is Kenya and Uganda, and in the future across our economic bloc, where we have got almost 500,000 people, which is a big market. These trade fairs can serve as platforms for showcasing our members' business products, services, and innovations. By bringing together buyers, sellers, and industry stakeholders, we can stimulate trade, explore new market opportunities, and foster mutually beneficial partnerships. This will not only strengthen our individual businesses, but also contribute to the economic growth and the prosperity of our respective nations. Furthermore, let us focus on facilitating.
Yes, we want to thank Sbn Kenya for those thoughtful contribution to the launch of the Sbn network in Uganda. We give them a hand clap, please. Honorable Minister, allow me to inform you of the persons here present and organizations that we have. We have representatives from the Office of the Prime Minister, and the Office of the Prime Minister is coordinating the overall nutrition programming and implementation in Uganda, and they are the ones who actually established this platform and later on passed it to Minister of Trade. We have representation from KCCA, we have representation from the National Planning Authority, Ministry of Health, Ministry of Agriculture, various local governments, and also Ministry of Trade, who are the organizers. You are much welcome. Okay, I'll clap. Honorable, we also have various development partners. We have representation from GAIN, who gave us a speech earlier on. We have representation from USAID Advancing Nutrition and Maternal Child Health Nutrition. USAID, you're welcome. We have representation from FAO. Jean-Marie, you're welcome. We have Cascade, who are also partnering in organizing this meeting. And in a special way, we have WFP, who have been in the trenches of this. We have various business people who are represented here. First, I would like, Honorable, to request the members of the Sun Business Committee to stand up for your recognition, because this is the committee that is the leadership committee of the platform whose strategy we are launching here today. And there are other key enterprises that have showcased and so I was saying there are some enterprises that have showcased, and we need to recognize them in a special way because they have taken effort to display their items. Actually, courage, because some people, you ask them, we are a company, but where are your products? We don't have. So we have an enterprise called Mucheken Enterprise. We have Kabeka Honey Processing Enterprise, Master Spade Investment. They are dealing in natural organic products. We have Margaret Ogaba Apparel Enterprise. Of course, Mama Care. Yes, very good value addition. Das Corps Uganda Limited. Pueyo Growers Cooperative Society, Jerick Dairies, Greenland Dairies, Tamtamu Hadi, Bidco, Moroto Hadi Processors, as well as Aponye Uganda Limited. We thank you, we thank you, we thank you very much. When Mr. Walugembe, on the 22nd of September 22nd, he was establishing the Sun Business Network, he tasked the team to ensure that they don't keep the network at national level, but it has to go down to the local level. Am I right, sir? Yes. So we have to ensure that we reach out to the various people and business people to ensure that they have the taste and the lens of nutrition in their business trading and processing. Without much ado, allow me to invite the representative from WFP to come and give us his remarks. Thank you very much.
Honourable Minister of Trade, Industry and Cooperatives, Permanent Secretaries from Ministry of Trade and OPM, representatives from UN agencies, heads of diplomatic missions, members of Parliament, representatives from line ministries, members of civil society, of course members of the private sector, representatives from the media, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. My name is Marcus Pryor. I'm the Deputy Country Director for the World Food Programme here in Uganda. Thank you, Honourable Minister, for being here with us this morning. I'm particularly excited because I've had the privilege of being part of these initiatives in other parts of the world, but I'm reminded of the fact when I first came to Uganda back in 1989, one of the first things I learned was just how productive the land is here. I learned very quickly that, unlike my own country, have 2, even 3 harvests per year. So I'm excited because this strategy lands some of the most fertile soils in the world, and the potential is almost limitless. WFP is a proud partner in this work, which aims to further improve access to nutritious foods for all in Uganda, and thereby eliminate all forms of malnutrition. And often it is this issue of access that's so important. Nutritious foods are available, are being developed, are in production, but are they affordable? Can the poorest of the poor, who suffer most from malnutrition, have access and afford a healthy diet? As the world's largest humanitarian agency fighting hunger worldwide, WFP has a vast wealth of experience utilizing nutritious supplements, providing food assistance in emergencies and crisis-affected areas, and supporting food and health systems to tackle malnutrition. Our aim as an organization is to build national capacities to find innovative and creative local solutions, as we're just hearing, down to the local level to address malnutrition. In this, we're guided by robust data and evidence, and please allow me here to specifically mention the Fill the Nutrient Gap analysis done here in Uganda in 2018, together with OPM, and it highlights the need to make nutritious foods more accessible and crucially affordable. Honourable Minister, the Sun Business Network is one of 4 scaling up nutrition movement networks established in 2012 and co-convened by WFP and GAIN. It's the only dedicated platform that convenes the private sector around nutrition, together with government and other stakeholders, to take joint practical actions to accelerate private sector contributions to improved nutrition. WFP globally and here in Uganda acknowledges the immensely important contribution of the private sector to the goal of a healthy Ugandan population, and that this collaboration is critical to eliminating malnutrition. With us very proud to partner with you, the government of Uganda, and other partners, especially GAIN and USAID, to support activities that are geared towards forming a functional Sun Business Network in Uganda that have culminated in today's event, where we're able to share the strategic direction that will support the goal of the network. This new strategy will bring a fresh energy to food systems transformation in the country as the private sector plays multiple roles, from increasing productivity to value addition, supporting markets and the distribution of nutritious foods, and tailoring consumer education to drive increased consumption of nutritious foods. Honourable Minister, SDG 17 on partnerships is one of WFP's two foundational pillars, and I'm proud that we're launching this strategy on the same day as Uganda also holds its annual SDG conference just up the road at the Serena here, drawing together key stakeholders to reflect on progress towards Agenda 2030. Indeed, our collaboration in jointly developing this Sbn strategy is an embodiment of how SDG 17 can deliver in support of all the Sustainable Development Goals. In conclusion, I'd like to take this opportunity to commend the government of Uganda for the tremendous commitments it has made and continues to make to improving nutrition outcomes in the country. Let me assure you of WFP's continued partnership as a co-convener of the Sun Business Network here, and our confidence that it's innovative collaborations such as this that will bring us closer to achieving zero hunger and a healthy diet for all. Thank you.
Thanks for those remarks. Another round of applause for him. Thank you. I don't need to do any translation. I think I almost handled English. I may also recognize the presence of USAID representative, Madam Sheila, is in the house with us. And then we have a representative of UNHCR. Thank you. In the program, you should be going to the video, but I'm going to skip that for now. In the interest of time, we'll come back to it later. May I call upon Mr. Charles Asimwe to take us through what he has prepared. He will introduce himself further, but I know him in Uganda. When you talk of nutrition governance, and Charles is not mentioned, then there must be a problem somewhere. So passionate about nutrition, even the development of this strategy is spearheaded it. Charles, you're welcome. Are you ready? Yes. Thank you. Honourable Minister, Charles has been in this from the inception period. So he's going to take us through what he has prepared. Thank you.
Okay, protocol observed. I will introduce myself. I'm Charles Asimwe. I am the consultant who supported the World Food Program, GAID, and the government of Uganda to develop this strategy. The journey began in 2019, but I will not go through that process. But the most important issue is that within the period of the last 6 months, we have been able to deliver this product, which the Honorable Minister are going to launch today. Those are my names. And I formed an organization called Chikes Food and Nutrition Consulting Limited in 2014, specifically focused on issues of legal, policy, and branding frameworks for nutrition sector. Next. Next. Honorable Minister, since you are going to launch this strategy, I will not go into its detail, but my function here is to give highlights of what the community needs find in this strategy, and then later when you launch, we expect the members to go and implement those actions. The presentation outline, can you go next? The outline, specifically, I will mention more on the situation analysis. Why should the business actors be in nutrition? How can the business community take advantage of the situation? The bad one, to make money, but also ensuring that they push towards improving nutrition outcomes. Then later, when the situation is normal, then we can see how can the business community engage in even making money but sustaining the good practices as we move on. Next. I will start from this map, Honorable Minister and members, that in Uganda, as per 2016, there are two maps I will present. I will present the one for standardness, where we normally define it operationally by retarded growth or brain development without going being short for age. When you check on the map, Honorable Minister and colleagues in the House, areas which are marked red, it means that there is chronic undernutrition affecting children below 5 years, and it has been long term. Progress, yes, has been made because in 1988, we were at 45%. Currently, the recent results indicated 25 from the panel survey, but the statistics for UDHS, which is national, gave us 28.9. So this map I'm presenting is for the whole country, being mindful that we are undergoing another assessment where we shall get the current figures. But what you know that where you see red, and some like yellow color, it means that the situation is not good, because it means that out of every 100 children below 5 years, more than 20 are affected. And you can see that the main issue is in Toro at 41%, Bugisu, Bunyoro, but most importantly, all the border regions of the country, the problem is enormous. When you go into the central part, it's also a problem because you have 18 and 20 and above. But to note for the business community is that 18% in Kampala is below the threshold, and also 14% in Teso. So the question will be what actions are the people at the house doing for the children below 5 years to ensure that the situation is not bad. However, for the country, we are supposed to have 0% by 2040. And this is now 2023. We are supposed to have the map of Uganda green is route by 20 what? By 2040. So as we go into this business action for nutrition, let us ask ourselves, what are we going to do to ensure that we move towards that journey? And when you look through the NDP3, our target is 25% by 2020, actually it's 20% and grow by 2025. And when you check on the sub-regions, it only means Kampala and Teso, which are already below 20%. But the question is, that was 2016. Are we sure that even Teso and Kampala has not increased? Remember in 2011, Kampala had 14%. After 5 years of no action, or action which was not organized, it increased. I want to mention that Karamoja performed well by moving from 45% in 2011 to 35%. So although you see Karamoja in red, its performance has been much better than other regions, including Chigezi, which was at 42 and moved to the figure you see. I want to mention that for Toro sub-region, there is something to be done there. It's not an issue of lack of money, but the stats indicate that there are other issues which deal with behavior change and other practices. But in general, the whole country is affected. But note that we have made progress against the fight against that. Another map I want us to see, you can move down, is the map of anemia. While we have a problem with standard in Uganda, but also anemia is capturing the whole country. Where you see light yellow, I mean the problem is not so significant, but any figure beyond 20 is also public health concern. So as we do business, what is our focus? Are we trying to do business where we are going to address issues of anemia so that the nutrient that is required, which is iron, is available in the foods? Are we promoting iron-rich meals so that we can solve the problem of anemia? Are we promoting small animals, the ones which are having enough iron so that we can have this problem solved? And when I combine the two, if there is this problem of anemia and also standardness, then what type of country are we going to deliver by 2040? However, practices and actions that are being done, we hope that by 2040 or by 2030, something should have been done, especially when the business actors come to balance profit and nutrition outcomes. Next. This just, you will find this summary in your document, and the key message I wanted to deliver there, that while the rural areas are the producers of food, you find the problems of undernutrition being higher in those rural areas, especially stunted-ness and anemia. People produce food in the village, middlemen and women take it. After a month, they come and sell to them now at a higher price. Even when you look at those people who are along the roadside who are providing the food, the women selling the food along the roadside, you'll find that they are carrying children in their back who are also badly malnourished. The key post that you need to note here, Honorable Minister, is that the cost of undernutrition is high, and the benefit of investing in nutrition, it is recorded that when you invest $1 in nutrition actions, you actually realize $16 worth. That's according to the World Nutrition Report. But also recently, another situation was mentioned that it can even go as much as 30. So if you invest 4 billion now, which is for the strategy, you multiply by 30, what's the benefit? You get 4 times 30 and you get almost 120 billion is worth. So therefore, investing in nutrition is a better investment. Can you go next? I will request through Honorable Minister that when the teams get this document, get interested to look at this slide in the document, which mentioned that the children grow between 6 to 23 months. One of the reasons why they are getting anemic and stunted is that the practices during the 6 months, 23 months are poor. You can see the consumption. All the nutritious foods which should be consumed by children is at the lower figure. The eggs, the fruits, you can see the meat. But as you go up, the staples, the grains, that's what they consume most, and yet nutritionally they are not nutritionally smarter than those other foods. So in the strategy we have mentioned that let the business community be encouraged to invest in a list of all these foods. These foods have been made as a priority list for the investors, either to do production, processing, marketing, or even the demand creation for them. Next. Here, when you look through the strategy document, you will see the estimates for production. I will not read the details, but I'm just mentioning areas where you should focus. That by 2030, these are the demands that are required, but the question is, are we meeting them? And if we are not meeting them, how are we going to feed our community? There are those which are in excess and others which are not. And this is an extract from the Zero Hunger Strategy for Uganda. Next. I wanted to make some minute on this. How can I make a business case for nutrition in the community of actors? We have 45 million Ugandans, and all of us we want to feed. That one is a lot of opportunity for you, the business actors. Can you provide nutritious quality food for this population? Number 2, children who are under 5 years, we have 80 million, but over there, you can see, when I say 29% of 80 million, you find that almost 2 million children are stunted. Now, if they are stunted, can we, especially before they make the 2 years, can we address the food requirements as per the other design and we address this problem? By you will make money, but at the same time, you are addressing nutrition. Area number 3 is of women of reproductive age. All those women need iron. And we are almost pushing away all our blood during the slaughter. All the blood is taken away. I was talking to a certain colleague from Barara. All the bones are being thrown away. Then we move to look for supplements of calcium phosphates in the drug shops. And yet every evening, even today, we are going to throw away the what? The bones. For school children, close 10 million children are in school, and out of them, only 4 out of the 10 are having what to eat at the lunchtime. Suppose we decide to have this meeting honorable up to evening and there is no break tea, there is no lunch, what would happen? You will start seeing people dropping out of the meeting, others accepting is when you are, because of hunger. So short-term hunger in schools, how can we take advantage of that to ensure that we feed these children in schools through the private arm? The people 18 years and above, this is us, all of us. Whoever is 18 years and above, you are required to consume 400 grams of fruits and vegetables every day. Now, if you can have fruits and vegetables feed to 20 million, isn't that one money? So I am actually causing for demand creation for fruits and the vegetable consumption so that we can save our lives and live longer. God created us and gave us 70 years and said beyond 70, you know what happens. Non-communicable diseases, because we have not minded our what? Our nutrition. I would request that this slide is looked at, especially by the political and technical leaders, to see how can we influence business action to address these problems. You can go next, the other ones that we got. For the vision, we have provided the vision, the purpose and the goal, and the presenter from the global had already mentioned these ones, and I will not repeat them for avoidance of duplication of content. Move down. This one, very, very important. As we read through the document, right corner, we have a business network impact. That if all of us can value nutrition, and we are willing and able to invest in nutrition products that we have presented, which are required now. Nutrition products and services will be available at an accessible, at an affordable price, and then we have to include that. So when you read through the book and you are going to invest in nutrition, kindly refer to that impact matrix. Next. Objectives, just go to the slide which has the summary objectives. The key, drive business in action. Can we drive ourselves in action for nutrition? That is objective 1. Number 2, can we improve enabling environment? Right whenever when you look through the document which you forwarded, it provides a whole list of the enabling policy and legal frameworks. But are we communicating them to the people so that they can take advantage of them? That's another question. Accountability. All of the members of the business network has a form to sign and also provide what they are going to account for so that we don't do business as usual. I think when Enoch will solve the problem saying that you are dealing with business actors who might be not the right one. They have a commitment form which they have to sign. Next. Key actions. Honorable Minister, when we are preparing this document, we made sure that we respond to the cross-cutting issues and activities in the roadmap really address issues of financing and taken assistance by the actors. It looks about participation of women. I wish all those women groups which operate around all the roads in Uganda can be brought together and be supported either in skill training or in financial networks. Number 3, the youth. Number 4, demand creation. I had the guy talking about that one. Can we create demand for nutritious foods rather? Because the non-nutritious foods are actually over competing with the nutritious one. You will not hear people talk a lot about nutritious foods, but you find them talking about the others. I don't want to mention them because in Stanley we say we should not do any harm. Otherwise, you know the foods I'm talking about which are actually making the whole list of advertisement, and yet the nutritious foods are not there. Last but not least, on the cross-cutting, can we also involve the big companies so that they can do some social corporate responsibility for us? The next area we talked about, I have mentioned that the roadmap is aligned with all the implementation strategies which are available. Why did we make it 2022-2030? The short term is that we finish the remaining 2 years of NDP3, and then we focus ourselves into the agenda 2030. So the roadmap is focusing on 22-25, but the scale of it is 25-2030. That's why it was coined like that. So that we assess what we have done now, and then later we make a few adjustments. Next. We have applied the key priority actions. There are 5. But under each priority action, there are a detail in the roadmap, which we think will guide the implementers to do well of that. Next one is on sub-activities. Next. Sub-activities. I have mentioned that the details of the sub-activities is provided for in the document, well put with outputs and measures. So, Commissioner, when you are asking for accountability from the business actors, they already have the accountability measures, and it must be mutual accountability, both to the government and also to themselves, but most importantly, the people who should consume nutritious foods. You can go next. The total cost. While the UNAP requires 3,280 billions, which is 3.28 trillion Uganda shillings, this document requires only 4.41 billions. I am saying only because all money monies is they normally say we put there the word only. So, and when you look at the percentage, it's only 0.1% of the total budget requirement. So, I think it is important that we do a labeling arrangement for business actors. They add the value, they do good practices, and then we implement. Because this cost is not so much. And objective 1 will take 1.3, objective 2 will take 1.4, and objective 3 will take 1.6. And this is indicative. I repeat, these are indicative figures, not actual figures. I hope the SBN community team will sit down and prepare some of the individual budgets, as we did for UNAP. We also did indicative funding figures based on what is available. And in the first year of 22-23, some of the money, right, Honorable Minister, includes what we have used for developing of the strategy. So it's already captured in 22-23, including the money and resources that have been used for this activity of today. It's already part of the 4.4 billion. This the results framework. I will not go through the detail, but I will encourage colleagues to go in the document and read. Most importantly, we must have inclusion for all by the end of the 7 years. Last. Here, while we are here in Uganda, the SBN community has some results that must be reported on at the regional and global level every 6 months. So those ones should be noted. And we have also improved the communication matrix so that the communication is done by the ministry, by the business actors and others to ensure that we keep the vital information business community running. We have also improved the coordination structure. Next slide. Now, Commissioner, when we are requesting for expansion at regional level, during the finalization of the strategy and the Honorable Minister, we have catered for expansion at the local government level and also at the national level, so that we don't leave anyone behind. And the cascade and the game has already started the process of expansion at the regional level, and I hope other actors will come on board and here we are working very closely with the district, commercial officers, municipal, and the cities to ensure that we have a bigger expansion. Next. As we expand, we are led by some protocols. So in the document, you find that there is the membership recruitment approach. Representation in the business network is by institution. And therefore, in the strategy, we have included a form where each of the organization, the head, will have to commit to the strategy. And therefore, we will now make the member. So this membership registration is continuous until when we expand, I think we capture the whole country, but we've improved the business practices. I think the last slide shows you the annexes. We have made sure that the annexes are put in place so that when you go through this document, you are able to get the detail. Honorable Minister, my task was to give the key highlights of the strategy. Since I'm not the one supposed to do the launch, I beg you to move, and then the process continues. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Charles. Honorable Minister, some of the statistics we've seen there, last 2 or 3 weeks, we're moving all over the country trying to sensitize people. And the different regions were saying, no, we can't be at 40% stunting. We are already tall, huge people. We said, no, it's not about being tall and huge. It has to do with what? The brain, commonly. So those statistics are alarming, but I think with another business fraternity coming in, we'll improve. We won't say by 2030 that really those statistics or those figures have come down. I thank you. Chairman, Sun Business Network, come and speak to people because you've called us here for this launch. So let's welcome Mr. Mutiaba as he speaks to us.
The Honorable Minister of Trade, Industries and Cooperatives, the Permanent Secretary, Minister of Trade, Industries and Cooperatives, honorable members of parliament, the commissioner of different ministries, heads of diplomatic missions, the national chairpersons, in absentia, the national chairperson of Sbn for Kenya, who gave us a communication, the national chairperson for civil society network, academia, distinguished guests, dear donors, ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you all to this very important and impactful event of launching Sbn Strategy 2022-2030. It is my greatest pleasure to be with you this morning to deliver a statement of commitment from a national Sbn advisory committee. In a special way, allow me to take this opportunity on behalf of National Sbn Advisory Committee and on my own behalf to welcome our foreign participants and guests to Uganda. Dear friends in nutrition, you are most welcome to Kampala. I hope you have so far enjoyed your stay here and continue enjoying your stay here. I would also like to commend World Food Program, CARE International, GAIN, UNICEF, USA, and other donor bodies who supported this strategy at various stages of development. Thank you so much. Of course, not forgetting the government of Uganda through her different MDAs, Minister of Trade, Industries and Cooperatives, Office of Prime Minister, Minister of Gender, Labour and Social Development, Minister of Education and Sports, Minister of Health, National Planning Authority, Minister of Agriculture, among other MDAs and ministries. Thank you so much for the great work which you have played during the development of this strategy, and we shall rely on you for whatever we are supposed to achieve. Allow me also to thank our consultant, Mr. Charles Asimwe. One time I moved with that man, but I realized that if the man never sleeps, he's always busy. Thank you for this great for this great milestone which you have made us achieve. Sbn commitment and aspirations shall align to the Sustainable Development Goals, specifically Goal 2, which talks about ending hunger, and Goal 3, which talks about good health and well-being. At a national level, members of Sbn shall ensure that National Development Plan NDP3, specifically Chapter 16, Paragraph 309, which talks about reducing startedness in children below 5 years, is adhered to. The existence of Uganda Nutrition Action Plan, and at the same time, we had food fortification programs. We can rely on the experience of food fortification program to bring on board all food actors as far as issues of nutrition are concerned. Relying on our commitments, we shall deliver the following, or we commit to the following. We commit towards fulfilling strategic objective 1 with much focus on production, distribution, and marketing of safe, quality, and nutritious, affordable dieties. The onus is upon us, we, the food sector, to make sure whatever we are producing is safe, nutritious, and all sorts of good quality. And as Sbn, we commit to that. We shall use all amicable means to ensure that we bring on board many food actors through engagements and other priority actions as provided in the strategy. We shall also work towards identification of viable easy-use methods of nutrient qualitative assay in our local communities, informing people the different foods and their food values. That shall be our role. Also, we hope to localize the nutrient names in our dialects whenever we are communicating. In our local dialects and languages, President is always, whenever President is talking about issues of nutrition, and specifically talking to the nutritionists, the dietitians, and the rest, the President is always advising them to use simple language, not to confuse those who are listening. For example, if we go deep there in the villages, if you tell someone that you don't have retinol, you don't have folic acid, the person cannot understand such a statement. But we hope to use a simple language of explaining and expressing all this. We shall also advocate for backyard farming with urban poor communities and small occupants, and also increasing awareness on standard operating procedures regarding use of pesticide good agricultural practices for horticultural products. As you are aware, horticultural products are known to be a good source of micronutrients. But the way we cultivate these specific agricultural products, the way we harvest them is a bit a challenge and hanging. One time I was talking to someone, she was harvesting tomatoes, and just before harvest, she applied pesticides. When I asked the lady, my friend, you're harvesting, but now you're applying pesticides. The lady told me, you know, if I apply these pesticides, these tomatoes shall keep longer. So the person is concerned about the preservation issue of tomatoes, but not the side effects of the pesticides. So as Sbn, we shall work towards that, ensuring that we develop good SOPs, of course simple ones, and we deliver those SOPs to the horticultural farmers. Of course, post-harvest handling practices, we shall lobby for post-harvest handling practices, for solar dryers as a cheap option for preventing aflatoxin. Remember, when we talk about strategy 1, we talk about quality, we talk about safety and nutritious. Even if the food product is of good quality, is nutritious, but if it is not safe, then of course you can give that food product to someone and the person gets vitamin A, but at the same time you take the person to hospital to treat the chemical toxications. Objective 2 of Sbn Strategy, which is going to be launched today, shall be, we commit to it as follows. We shall put emphasis on strengthening our business accountability towards nutrition and fostering collaborative efforts among the SAN networks. We hope to learn from each other within different networks, and also we hope to benchmark with those networks which are already in existence. I was happy when I was listening to Chairman Sbn in Kenya, when he reiterated the possibility of joining the different Sbns in East African community. I was happy when I heard him, because that was also among a part in my speech. We commit to participate in all efforts of empowering private sector to become a long-term sustainable development partner in nutrition as a way of ending malnutrition. We commit towards fulfilling strategy objective 3 by having sustainable engagements with government actors to create supportive policy regulatory environment for the businesses, such as product certification, standard development, calibrations, among others. We commit to embrace parish development model in fulfilling all the above objectives, which are basically 3 objectives. We commit to prioritize the strategies identified priority actions, which shall be achieved in 2 phases, starting with the pilot and consolidation phase, which is to take place between 2023 up to 2025, and scale-up phase, which shall take place from 2025 to 2030. We commit to use all support offered SBN by donors and government properly. We also commit to invest in improving nutrition. We commit to keep all SBN positive achievements blossoming without suffering any of the efforts which are done as of now and which are to be done in the near future. We commit, lastly, we commit towards working as per the strategy. That we are entering into marriage today. So today is our marriage, and you know, once you get married, you go somewhere for honeymoon. So during all that time, we request you, the donor bodies, to support us from our honeymoon until when we finish phase 1. But of course, you can always continue to support us to fulfill all our aspirations. To the fellow business actors, let us continue joining our efforts, bringing on board many new players to fulfill our commitments, which we have made today. These are not my personal commitments. These are commitments of the advisory committee, and in turn, these are commitments of all the food sector. To the media, please take this information, spread it, and let's save humanity. I always end with a statement: Rome was not built in a day, put your blow. If we start today, we start slowly, eventually we shall reach there. Of having our vision, fulfilling our vision of having all malnutrition ending in 2030. Thank you for listening. For God and my country, may God bless you. I'm Tiawa Godfrey, National Chairman, Sbn Uganda.
Thank you, Chairman. That was a mouthful. Just a quick announcement for all the participants coming from Cascade target districts. Please see Isaac of Care, not Mama Care, but Care or Cascade. It's waiting for you over the other side. So if you know you belong to that category or that group, please make sure you see Isaac. Mami?
Another round of applause to the SBN chair. That was a very big commitment, and we are looking upon you to ensure that you deliver from henceforth till when we shall come back to evaluate you. Now, as I earlier mentioned, Office of the Prime Minister has been so instrumental in ensuring that we establish the various SAN platforms. And as earlier told you, this was the first platform to be established. We thank the Office of the Prime Minister for ensuring that the SAN Business Network was the first to be established. And from there, they established the CSO network in October last year. And just within this last month, we saw that the academia platform was also established. Another round of applause to Office of the Prime Minister. And the person who was in the cockpit when we were establishing this was Mr. Walgebe Edward, who is the Commissioner for Strategic Coordination and Implementation. And I'm very sure he's passionate in seeing us through to know where his efforts are lying and how far they have gone. And I can assure you, sir, Minister of Trade is doing a good job. We thank Minister of Trade. So, join me to welcome. He's the representative for the Government Secretary of the Office of the Prime Minister to come and give us his statement and remarks. Thank you, sir. You're welcome, sir.
Honorable Minister of Trade and Cooperatives, Your Excellencies, Dual Partners, Business Fraternity, colleagues from ministries, departments and agencies of government, ladies and gentlemen, allow me, Honorable Minister, to bring greetings from OPM and also to thank you for being here present, and thank Minister of Trade and Cooperatives for nurturing and nourishing the baby that we've seen today maturing. We see that the baby that has been born does not suffer from kwashiorkor, and I hope you will continue to support them so that they don't get stunted along the way and deliver as expected. So thank you very much, Honorable Minister. I want to say that when we met to set up the network, I think it was in September last year, and this was the startup network, as mentioned by Mr. Sengungu. We were a little bit timid. We didn't know how far we would go. We didn't know whether we shall succeed. And we've always been having questions here and there, but we are glad that we've seen the network today. Allow me to request you to give them a hearty clap, the team that is steering this. And we did indicate that our expectations are high, and we expect you to deliver. I want to thank the chairperson for the commitments that he has made, and I hope our secretariat in Office of the Prime Minister is noting, because those are issues that we are going to measure you against. So each commitment that has been made today is part of the agreement. So it is not in vain. So for us, we picked it. We shall put it in our results matrix and measure how far it's gone. Honorable Minister and members, there is a realization that no single entity, no single sector can achieve its own objectives without the involvement of others. And that's why the frameworks we are using are using program approach. We cannot achieve nutrition outcomes by not working together. So we want to say that also the Prime Minister is at the center of coordinating the various sectors, the various players to achieve the nutrition outcomes. And as such, I want to say that we've been able to set up or to start the necessary networks. We started with this Sun Business Network, and we are glad we are here. We went to the civil society. I think they are limping on. They are taking root. And then I can see leaders of the academia who are here. Those are the babiest, if I'm doing that term. Can I request the leaders of the babiest network to stand up for recognition? So those are the babiest. So we hope and pray, we hope and pray that the Sbn will nurture them so that they mature to this level. In organizational development and growth, there are always challenges. First of all, we come together, we form. That's the starting point. So in Entebbe, we formed Sbn. After forming the Sbn, we challenged them and asked them to come up with to understand their terms of reference, come up with the strategic plan, but above all, work together and deliver. So that's the starting point for all of us, and that we've gone through that. Then the one which is scary is the storming stage. After you form, you start brainstorming and storming. You can argue over this, you can agree on this, disagree on that. And who is doing this, how are you doing it? So that storming stage is normally brainstorming, and it's storming and steaming. So when we go through that stage, we go to consolidation. And I'm glad while we are not out of storming and while we are not out of forming, because we shall continue to bring other members, we are here today consolidating what we've done so far, consolidating our efforts by launching the strategic plan. So I want to congratulate you upon that stage. But after the consolidation, definitely we shall mature and reach the accomplished stage. So we have 5 stages to go. We've done 1, 2, and 3 to an extent. They'll continue coming. We shall continue to brainstorm, we shall continue to form, and we shall continue to consolidate. But beyond that, we shall mature and we shall be accomplished. So that's where we are going. That's the roadmap we look toward to achieving, and so that we can achieve the Vision 2040. We can serve humanity. We can serve this motherland. So we want to congratulate you upon that level, and also know that this is where we are, and this is where we are going. It is not devoid of challenges, I want to say that, but then we have to prepare for the challenges and move on. So as Office of the Prime Minister, under the Nutrition Action Plan Secretariat, we shall be there to support you. Our role is to identify issues, bottlenecks and challenges, and solving them consultatively, and we move together. So like I said, in September, OPM with the development partners and the business community started this development process, which was characterized with robust and stakeholder consultation, and had validation meetings at both national and subnational level. This is the storming stage as well. So how are we moving? How are we going to achieve what we are going to achieve? This strategy which the Honourable Minister will launch later on, is important in providing direction in terms of vision, objective strategies, and priority actions for the business network. Allow me to say that the business network is very important in this area. And for the business network also to survive, it must protect and ensure that the population survives. Because if the population doesn't survive, then you will not have demand, you will not have market. So whatever we are doing, we need to make sure that we preserve and serve humanity so that they continue to demand from us and give us markets and we produce and deliver. The business community has a very big role to play. Like we normally say, from the farm to the fork, there is a lot the business community so that we achieve our outcomes. Honourable Minister, I want to say that the role of business fraternity is indicated in the UNAP 2, specifically Objective 1 and 2. And the business fraternity is expected to, among other things, deliver on the following interventions. And I hope the strategic plan has been properly aligned to the UNAP 2. And also because the UNAP 2 is properly aligned to the NDP and also the SDGs as well. These are the areas where we expect you to help us to achieve the UNAP 2 objectives. Increase the production of diverse, safe, and nutrient-dense food at the household level from plant, fisheries, and animal sources. I want us to note in every objective, I'm going to say this, I'm going to repeat these, but allow me not to repeat them by mentioning them now. That nutrient-dense food from plant, fisheries, and animal sources. So we are looking at increased production, we are looking at increased access, we are looking at increased utilization. We also look at those three are increased production, increased access, increased utilization of diverse, safe, and nutrient-dense food from plants, animal sources, and fisheries. The other area is increased access to nutrition, sensitive water, sanitation, and hygiene services. So you have a big role to play as the business fraternity, and also increase the participation of trade industry and investment actors in scaling up nutrition. So allow me to add that in achieving these interventions, in implementing these interventions, the Sbn can work and will work and we shall support them to work with the following platforms. Some of them are younger than you, like you had, but we can achieve when we work together with them. When we are setting up the academia and the research platform, we tasked them to come up with the solutions, research, products, and solutions which will address the issues that we face today in the business area, in that arena. So you will work with the other networks. Let me mention them: civil society, the academia, and research network platform. The one that's really established is the Development Partners Group, and I'm glad they're here with us, and the government's network, which is housed under Office of the Prime Minister. So we shall work together, we shall cooperate with you to help you achieve your objectives. So your commitment, we want to be part of the success story, but we don't want to be part of the other story, which is not success. So we hope and pray that we shall work together to support you to achieve the objectives that you are setting out to do And we are assured that when the community gets the diverse, safe and nutrient-dense food, we shall be healthy, we shall live long to provide the market for you across the country. So we want to request that you focus on these areas that you are going to do where we have safe food. Honorable Minister, under OPM, we handle a lot of sectoral engagements, and one of the challenges that we've seen, which requires everybody here, is for us to ensure that we are healthy. On that front, Honorable Minister, Office of the Prime Minister chairs the sectoral network on non-communicable diseases. And last Sunday, we had the physical exercise as part of the non-communicable diseases working group activities. But we realized that the business network can go a long way in helping us achieve the health outcomes by providing us with safe food, nutritious and dense, nutrient-dense food, which is diverse. So we call upon this network to take advantage of the existing goodwill for you to provide the network, provide the country with what is fit for purpose in as far as what you consume is concerned. So we need to emphasize, Honorable Minister, the issue of standards and the issue of safe food to minimize the non-communicable diseases, because what I normally get, I chair that working group, but what I normally get from that, my biggest take home from that network is that majority of us, which is a little bit scary, majority of us shall die of non-communicable diseases. So this is scary, but it is the truth. Majority of us shall die from non-communicable diseases if we don't change. This is true, but sad. So we need to play a key role to ensure that we shall not die of, those of you who are here will not die of witchcraft. Let me assure you, none of you will die of witchcraft. Maybe accidents, but what will take us is that non-communicable diseases. And we have this network has got a big role to play to ensure that we survive and we stay for 70 years and plus. So members, I want to say that we look forward to working with you to achieve not only the nutrition outcomes, but also health outcomes of this country. That work towards human capital development. We want to thank you. I've seen that among the presenters today, I've seen that you've started the partnership arrangement very well. You've partnered with our colleagues from East Africa, and of course, that's the positive in as far as East African Community is concerned, African integration and so on. So we want to make sure that we support you and work with you. We look forward to a very vibrant network under Sbn, and we know that because you have that business mind, work will go in a business kind of arrangement. Little delays, we challenge you to lead us in that area so that we who are in government can also copy. What a relief. We don't want to be ahead of you by demanding for reports like we normally do. So I hope that you've matured today we shall look at our terms of reference, your terms of reference. For us, we are going to focus on the results matrix and make sure that you report as expected, because that is why we try to coordinate and make sure that you deliver on time, because the outcomes must be delivered by all the other players. So if we all put our items in time, then we can get our results together once we get them mingled and processed together. So we hope and pray that we shall achieve our objectives, and the partnership and the network